But they both got a nice break, so conditioning shouldn't be an issue.
Final 108.
Oh,
they're going to give him the point.
Wow.
All right, so Andrick ruled as getting out again with Rivera's foot still in bounds, and before Andrick's foot tapped the hardwood, the basketball hardwood off the mat. So a break for West Virginia and a 1-1 match with under a minute to go.
Well, it's a break because he earned it. I mean, it's not like somebody just said, well, let's make this easy for you. Right, he earned it because of the work that he was doing. And now we got a 1-1 match with 26 seconds of riding time, which isn't going to mean anything in this particular thing. A takedown's going to decide this one way or the other more than likely. I say that, but you never know, scrambles and whatever, but somebody's got to get takedown somewhere along the line.
Final 30 seconds. Gunnar Andrick, his Coliseum debut today. Already one win. And going up against Ethan Rivera in a 1-1 battle. Final 10 seconds here. Could be headed for extra time.
Rivera's getting heavy on those clubs. I'm starting to think he's going to hit a pretty good club and go real soon. Hit that collar and then down to an ankle or a sweep shot, something quick. Andrick been working more of the underhooks.
So 2 minutes on the clock.
Somebody scores and it's over. I don't think either one of them have a warning for stalling, so we shouldn't have any issues that way. And we'll go to those ride-outs if we need to.
Good start to the second match for West Virginia today. Couldn't be any tighter. 1-0 at 1:25. Jet Strickenberger over Mark Anthony McGowan. And now we're 1-1 extra time at 1:33. Andrick and Ethan Rivera.
So that's why you can watch a match, you look at the score and it says it's 30-0. Wow, they blew them out. Well, they might have been 1-point matches all the way through. And those little tiny points, these little tiny things are the difference between whether you win or lose and whether the team wins or lose. And at the same time, you're focused on processes and getting to places and scrambling through positions as much as you possibly can. That stuff really isn't in your mind while you're out there doing it.
Good defense there by Andrick. Fended that off.
Well, what's happened a lot of times is he hasn't been able to he'd like to be a little closer with Rivera, but he hasn't been able to do that. Rivera's been sort of staying away and staying down, which is really hard to attack somebody like that. But he's been doing a nice job in these situations, and that they're going to call that wrestling, but man, 23 seconds, so he's backed out of that. The thing is, he put himself in the spot to back out, right? It's not like we were wrestling and that just happened. Although I'd have to say that the officiating has been very consistent on that throughout both matches so far.
Final 15.
Now, one would think moving into sudden victory, if that's where we go to top and bottom ride-outs. Oh, got in on his leg, but it's because he was snapped him down. That was some good movement by Andrick right there. Working pretty hard. Now we're going to go into little top-bottom.
Flip for it.
He's just going to stay on his feet.
Restart with 19 seconds.
He's doing a good job of getting to his feet. He's doing a good job of trying to get his wrist free, but also Rivera doing a nice job of just staying tight and heavy on corners that is making it hard for Andrick to find some hip space.
Up quick again.
Well, now we're going to, this is the warning. I mean,
there is the warning with 8 seconds left. Rivera hanging on for dear life there, but he didn't give up the point.
No, but he did give up a warning, so the warning's kind of important. Should he even get out in the beginning of the next period? It's hard to score with 8 seconds left
Right.
there.
So Rivera holds on.
Right? Man, just some good work, some good wrestling by both guys.
Like you said, Tony was able to, eliminate that separation. He was staying heavy on the hips there as soon as Andrick would get up to his feet. And then as soon as he returned him there, able to get directly to the crab ride. And that's really the position that a lot of wrestlers look to in these short 30-second ride-outs, is get to that crab ride and hold on.
If Rivera gets out, he wins.
Well, they're going to wrestle the whole 30 seconds. So Andrick's got a shot to take him down 1, or he gets a warning for Rivera. Oh, he's in a good spot. There's 13 seconds left.
Down to 10.
Rivera is going to be able to just keep him tied up, right? He's just going to keep him be able to be tied up. There's 3 seconds left.
3 seconds as the whistle comes.
This is a good match.
Yes.
This is a good match.
We had a 1-0 match at 125, and this one's going to end with Ethan Rivera earning a 2-1 victory. Again, tied as we can be here through the first 2. This ties it up at 3 apiece. He was victorious over Hunter Ross of Glenville State earlier. Ethan Rivera, the opponent, and Rivera has a win today already over Appalachian State. Appalachian State and Glenville State, by the way, wrestling on mat number 2. Let's go across the floor to Jared Wilson.
Jet Strickenberger, congratulations on a hard-fought match. Just so even on your feet, and then whenever you do get into those flurries, so much time and exhaustion leads from those flurries. How do you stay calm and get the job done after that?
Sometimes I can't blow the scoreboard up like how I would like to. Just got to play those chess matches. Stay composed, strong in those positions where, he might feel a little stronger than me, might be able to score, but, I just kept my head in the game, didn't worry about that, and just worried about not getting scored on and worried about scoring.
That's the type of wrestler that you're going to be seeing late in February, early in March. How do you feel about that performance against that type of caliber wrestler?
I think you don't see a lot of matches with me where it's 1-0, so it's good to see that I can do that. I'm kind of trying to show my strengths in every field, so, I know I'll see him probably later on in the year. So that's a good win to have behind my back before I get to that point.
Jet Strickenberger, thank you. Entertaining as always.
Jet Strickenberger, a 1-0 winner, visiting there with our Jared Wilson, and now we've got Andrick and Rivera tied up here, and the whistle comes with 1:24 left in the first.
I was going to say, let him sit there a long time in that spot before stalemating that. It was a pretty nice little scramble between the two of them, between Andrick and Rivera.
Getting back to what Jet was saying, that's a veteran wrestler talking there. The fact that, you want to score points, sometimes you can't. You got to find a way to win, which he absolutely did today.
Well, the other part too, Kyle, when you think about and listening to him, is like the reason coaches keep talking about the importance of allowing yourself in practice to get yourself in position, some of them we're not very comfortable with, and figure out how to wrestle through them, is exactly what you saw in that situation right there. You knew that McGowan was way more comfortable in that position because that's where he likes to be than Strickenberger might like to be. But he stays calm, and that's through practice and getting yourself in those places, figuring out what I need to do to be successful in those positions, so that number one, I'm not giving up points, but number two, I can look to score if I get the opportunity.
Final 30 seconds, period 1.
Look,
similar to the 125 matchup, the way this has started.
No, exactly, and look, in that context, that it doesn't mean that you don't work on the things that you're good at. You certainly do that, but you have to explore and expand and grow, or the sport passes you by, because everybody else is doing that.
I have a feeling that the feeling of being knotted on their feet is going to be a calling, and get a couple tough takedowns. Whoever's able to do that will come out on top in most of these matches.
underway here, second period. Rivera from the bottom trying to score, and they go out of bounds 20 seconds into the second period. And again, at 1:25, we saw the only point of that match be an escape point. And this is off to a very, very similar start.
Well, and in part just to say that 25 because McGowan didn't want to go to where Jet Strickenberger's strength was, which is he goes down the bottom where Strickenberger's on top. He might not get out. Not only might he not get out, he might give up some points. So he stays neutral, puts himself in the best position possible. That's just good college wrestling. It was a good match, and this is another good match as you're watching two guys try to figure out where I have my opportunities to score. And I've been impressed with Andrick so far, and what I've seen from him in the last couple of matches, that he's in there scrapping, he's wrestling really hard, he's trying to put himself in good position, and being a freshman and doing that is impressive.
Rivera gets the escape point for the lead here as we're midway through period number 2. Andrick, now they go out of bounds. He was tippy-toeing there to stay in bounds. The whistle comes with 54 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, so that was considered wrestling and stuff, moving that way, but Andrick sort of went, or not Andrick, but Rivera sort of went toward the boundary. Could have got that stalling call, but
Ethan Rivera last year as a freshman, 10-7. We'll see his brother Eli Rivera coming up in a couple of weight classes, and both of those individuals, as good shot there by Ethan Rivera, both represented Puerto Rico in an international competition.
well, and I gotta watch his knee there. Andrick did a nice job for a while, and he's still doing a pretty good job of trying to come around that corner. About 5 seconds left.
Final seconds. Then great scramble.
And I think in a scramble, Andrick would have a really nice job in those positions. Nice job of countering, did a nice job of spinning and trying to re-attack that. And we're going to go into the third period with a 1-0 match.
And I mean, even with the great defense from Andrick, off of, like you said, the quick turn and the tight waist, Rivera was able to still stay calm enough and try and grab both ankles to, make that obsolete. But great scrambling from these two young stars for these two programs.
Andrick trying to tripod up there, starting on the bottom, again trailing. Can't break the hands. And the whistle comes 16 seconds into period 3. Andrick trying to get on the board here.
So yes, try to get a good start off the bottom again, right? Try not to get your hands all tied up or your feet tied up. Or change that thing over. Getting your wrist tied up is really the part that screws most people up.
Those wrists free for now. Taken back down though.
Not in a great position there. I mean, he's given up time mostly, right? Turn into him.
Whistle again. So Andrick for a third time will try and get up and get out and get the score tied here. Ride time not a factor.
Little elevator to try to get some space with his hip.
And he just can't break those hands. Now he gets out.
That might be one.
It should be, right?
They're saying he's down still. I